one, the stand-up wooden one, in which John Lennon composed Imagine. It's gone on display today at the Beatles Story Museum in Liverpool. It'll be auctioned later in the year on the internet, which should be very interesting, because people are talking in terms of it going for £1 million or more, and that would make it the most expensive item of pop memorabilia of all time. Well, joining me now from the museum, curator Sheila Johnson, and also with Sheila is the pianist Cliff Cooper, who's going to play on the piano in a moment. But Sheila, can we be absolutely certain that this is the piano that John used to compose that song?
Yes, it is. We have provenance here on display at the exhibition showing that it is the piano that John Lennon bought in 1970. We also have film footage archived showing the very same instrument as he was composing Imagine.
Now, what about the white piano? Because that's the one that everybody would recognise from the film Imagine and from various documentaries and so on. Do you know what's happened to that?
Yes, the white piano is still in the possession of Yoko. She still owns that. But that was the white piano that John actually used for the promotional video and the film Imagine. This is the actual piano which John composed in his studio upon.
Perhaps we can just pull out and have a look at the piano, Sheila, while we continue to talk. Yes. And we'll be hearing what it sounds like. In fact, as a piano, is it anything special?
To look at, no, actually. It's a beautiful quality Steinway upright in a sort of teak veneer, but it's probably its ordinariness in a way that makes it so special. It was from this instrument that genius came, and perhaps when genius is veiled in ordinariness, it makes it more special. Now,
why the tie-up with the internet and an internet auction?
Well, the piano is going on sale. We believe, the owner believes, that the piano should be kept for public display, hopefully within the UK, and we feel very strongly that we would like to even, make a quest to the country that this piece of national heritage and this national treasure should be kept within the country. It will go for sale later this year, but we would be very, very sad if it ever leaves our shores.
I mean, you've got a museum in mind, have you?
Yes, this one actually.
Right, okay.
We've got our very own Beatles museum here in Liverpool, and we'd be delighted to be the
So a bit of lottery money or
it.
something like that wouldn't go amiss?
We're not fussy where it comes from.
Do you really reckon it will raise £1 million? Do you think it will go for £1 million, Sheila, really?
Well, Frank, it's insured for £3 million while it's in our possession. I don't know how anyone can put a price on it, to be honest with you. To us, it's a priceless treasure. But we just hope that there is enough swell, within the country that people feel that we do not want to let our heritage slip away.
All right, well, we have to ask Cliff now to play those famous bars that open Imagine and on the piano on which it was composed. Thanks very much to both of you.
Lovely. Thank you. Carry on, Cliff.
Great to hear that again, isn't it, Frank?
It's fantastic. I was just thinking that we never hear any of the other piano songs that John Lennon composed, but that's
I suppose it's special because he
with.
Composed it on that one. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right, okay, who's going to be composing the weather? It's Nikki.
The piano on which John Lennon composed one of the world's most beloved songs, Imagine, it goes on display today at the Beatles Story Museum in Liverpool. Pride Steinway, and it's going to be auctioned on the internet. So if you have £1 million kicking around somewhere in the house in your back pocket, then you could own it.
But perhaps even more than that. I mean, they're actually almost, this morning, the figure's been going up and up. We're now talking about millions of pounds. Internet auctioning, new kind of concept, isn't it?
Well, internet auction has been going on for about a year now, but this particular auction house is going to auction pop memorabilia, and very soon, I'm sure, movie memorabilia at the same time. It's a new type of website that's yet to be launched, but as you said, the price is going up and up in order. I can just see those John Lennon fans kind of saying, yeah, I think I'm going to definitely bid for that, if they've got that £2 million. But insurance company is valued at £3 million, and it's now in the 24-hour guard, so it's obviously very rare.
But the one you really want is the big white one, the big grand, don't you?
Absolutely. if I wanted that piano, it would be the big grand white grand one. So,
unfortunately, Yoko's got it, and she doesn't show any sign of getting rid of it. So
I'm not surprised.
That'll be worth quite a few million. Right, the theatre.
Exactly, the theatre, sweetie. It's the Olivier Awards.
The contamination now spreads to Serbia. And Imagine owning John Lennon's piano, but you'll need £1 million to buy it. Sullivan is Director of Conservation for the Worldwide Fund for Nature, and he's in our Westminster studio. Mr. Sullivan, this is encouraging news for those of you who got windfall shares from the former building instrument in the world with a 24-hour guard. The piano on which John Lennon composed his classic song Imagine is being auctioned. The upright Steinway, now on display in Liverpool, is insured for £3 million and could become the most expensive item of pop memorabilia ever sold.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Under police guard, the Steinway on which John Lennon composed his peace anthem arrives at the Beatles Museum. The Model Z upright is up for auction in July. Bids expected to start at £1 million. And there's a fear that this national treasure could be lost.
We are hoping and praying that sometime later this year, when it does go to auction on eoffer.com, that somebody will realise that it is far too precious to leave our shores.
Cliff Cooper plays the Steinway his father, a great Lennon fan, is now selling. It will become the most expensive piece of pop memorabilia ever.
Even a group of businessmen or something, you know, city bonuses at Christmas all put together and keep the piano in town, you know, that would be nice. With an auction, you never know exactly how it's going to, you know, where it's going to go, and you've got no control over who buys it. But it would just be nice if someone got their head round, you know, keeping it in this country.
Probably the most celebrated set of cigarette burns marks this piano as John Lennon's composition vehicle. Now the nation has just 5 months in which to decide whether it wants to save this unique piece of Beatlemania as part of our musical heritage. John Thorne, BBC News, just imagining at the keyboard of John Lennon's piano.
And at 27 minutes past 1, the main news again. Safety standards at Sellafield Reach.
Piano on which John Lennon composed his classic song, Imagine, is being auctioned. The upright Steinway, now on display in Liverpool, is insured for £3 million and could become the most expensive item of pop memorabilia ever sold. John Thorne has been to the Beatles Story Museum to take a look.
So welcome to the Beatles Story Museum in the basement of Albert Dock down on the River Mersey. And from today they have got perhaps the most expensive exhibit they've ever had, the Steinway piano that John Lennon composed Imagine on it. And with me I've got Sheila Johnson, who is the general manager, the factotum, the curator of this museum. How do you feel about having such an expensive piano in your midst?
Well, it's a great responsibility over and above all, but it's also very, very exciting, John, to have it here in Liverpool at the Beatles Story, where anyone and everyone in the world can come and view it. It's on public display until the 9th of October, which would have been John's 60th birthday.
But it's for sale and it could go abroad.
Yes, that's the fear. The fact that it is in the public eye now, it will be offered on auction on eoffer.com later in the year, probably late summer, early October. But the thing is that we do fear that someone might buy it and take it away to Japan or the USA, and we just feel that we hope someone at home here in the UK will fund the sale in some way, whatever, to actually keep it here.
You've had to insure it for £3 million. You've had to have policemen around, special guards and what have you. It's a bit of a responsibility, isn't it?
It is a responsibility. It's a national treasure. It's so important to us, to our musical heritage, particularly here in Liverpool. And I think that it is a huge responsibility, but we're delighted to have it, and it's such a special piece.
It opens today. This is what, the anniversary of... Whose anniversary is it?
Today is Yoko's birthday. And it will close on the 9th of October, which would have been John Lennon's 60th birthday.
It is such a tremendous, in fact, machine, and with me we've got the son, the 18-year-old son of the man who is selling it, Cliff Cooper. What do you think of this machine?
I think it's a fabulous machine, but I'm very honoured to play it. And
where did your dad keep it?
He kept it in the White Room, very much like this, and we didn't realise at the time that the other piano was in the White Room, but it suited it fine.
How does it sound? Because you are a piano player. How does it? What's the resonance like?
It's a lovely sounding piano, very nice tone. It's a Steinway, and very much enjoy playing it.
Will you miss it when it goes for £4 million or whatever?
Very much. I've had this for a very long time, this piano, and it's become a part of me really. So I'll be very sad to see it go.
Of course, you do. I say you do play the piano. Can you play us a bit of Imagine and imagine perhaps that you're John Lennon who composed it?
No problem.
Play away.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Fab. But I'm afraid that's it from Bill and me, as Sarah Montague and Matthew Amrulawala are next.
But first, imagine a wonderful weather forecast from Darren Bett.